Y'all, we're making English muffins. Come on. Welcome to Highfalutin Low Carb, the weekly web series where we find and test the best low carb recipes this crazy internet has to offer. Today, we're tackling English muffins. Stay tuned. All right, guys, low carb English muffins. Can it be done? Today, we're going to find out by testing two of the most popular recipes online for low carb and keto English muffins. Now, oddly, both of these are baked in the microwave. I guess you could say they're a form of a mug cake. And I don't know if you've seen my mug cake battle, but I'll leave a link to it up here on the screen somewhere. I'm not a huge fan of mug cakes, but this seems to be the vast majority of the English muffin recipes for keto and low carb eating. So the first of those we're gonna test is 90-second keto English muffin, and this is by the website thebigmansworld.com. And the second recipe is Keto English Muffin by healthyrecipersblogs.com. Now, I chose two different recipes that are slightly different, but enough that could probably cause a great variance in taste and texture. One of them uses a whole egg, one of them uses an egg white. One of them has coconut and almond flour, one is just almond flour. One is butter, one is coconut oil. So there are a lot of variances here, but we're gonna test these out. Now, before we begin, I need to give a huge thank you to the sponsor of this video, Thrive Market. Thrive Market is an online marketplace on a mission to make healthy living easy and affordable for everybody. You can search their catalog of thousands of name brand products and find food, supplements, snacks, home goods, kids products, baby products. Whatever it is you're looking for, you can sort their catalog by the things that matter most to you. Now for us, that's keto and low carb, but it could be vegan, raw, non-GMO, whatever it is, you can search their catalog by the values that matter most to you. Now, like a lot of big box discount stores, there is a membership fee to join Thrive Market, but what's nice is they also have a give back program where for every membership they sell, they also give one away to a family in need, a first responder, teachers, veterans, somebody that can really benefit from access to healthy, affordable food and products. They have a couple of different options. You can choose for memberships, you can choose the 1 month option if you just want to try it out, or like me, you can choose the 1 year option, which gets the price down to like $5 a month. And I know I'm certainly going to save way more than that per month. In fact, most members save about $32 on average per order. So there's a lot of opportunity for savings there. If you use the link down here on the screen, it's thrivemarket.com/highfalutin low carb. If you use that link, you'll get 25% off your first order and a free gift. So Thrive Market, again, thank you for sponsoring this video. It's sponsorships like yours that keep channels like mine on the air, and for that I am truly appreciative. Guys, if you want to support me, go support them. Use the link down here on the screen. You'll get a free gift and 25% off of your first order if you use the link below. All right, so let's go make some English muffins. Come on. All right, guys, so let's get started on our first recipe. Because these are baked in the microwave, I use air quotes because I don't really consider that baking, but for today's purposes it is. So this isn't going to take long at all, so let's just get started and we'll bust through these. All right, our first one is the 90-second keto English muffin recipe, and this is by the website thebigmansworld.com. I don't know if you saw my pancake battle, but his recipe was fantastic in that, so I might want to check that out up here. So we're going to start with a ramekin that is microwave safe. He also gives instructions for cooking this in the oven, but he says that in the microwave is better than the oven. So we're just going to grease this with a little avocado oil spray, just so that we can be sure to get out our muffin. And now we're going to combine our dry ingredients. And he doesn't say to sift this, but you know me, I'm probably going to sift anything and everything. So this is a little bit of almond flour. In that goes a little bit of coconut flour. And as you'll see, these measurements are rather small because this makes one English muffin. And for the last of the dry ingredients, this is a little bit of baking powder. Sorry, baking soda, not powder. Okay, so I'm gonna quickly just make sure I don't have any lumps in my batter, because you'll always have a little something left over that just helps to push through a sieve or a sifter. Now, we're going to add our wet ingredients to this, and this is going to be fairly easy to do. We're going to use some coconut oil, not much. This is, if you want to know exactly how much, be sure to use the link down below. I don't put exact ingredients because the people that created these recipes, they deserve the traffic, so go check it out down here. Also, a little bit, this is an egg white actually, and this is where, you know, instead of using a whole egg to make it dense and like I think is usually rather eggy, he just uses an egg white. And this is lastly a little bit of unsweetened almond milk. He specifically called for that, but said you could use any milk that you like. So we're just gonna create a batter here, and literally, I mean, can't get much easier than that. All right, so here's our greased ramekin with a little bit of oil. Make sure you get all of this out of here. Then this is gonna go in the microwave on high for about 90 seconds up to 2 minutes. And then I'm gonna let it cool for 30 seconds, and then I'm gonna break it out of there with a rubber spatula and just put it on a cooling rack to cool while we make our other one, because we're gonna toast them. Both of these recipes said that they should be toasted for maximum effect. I mean, you'll notice that this recipe is very similar to all the other mug cakes, mug breads, mug muffins, whatever it is, it's kind of all very similar. So it's the texture, that how it's treated after it comes out of the mug or the ramekin, I believe, that's going to make it feel like an English muffin. So, all right, in the microwave for 90 seconds. I'll meet you right back here, clean up, and we'll get started on our second recipe. Told you this was going to go fast. See you in just a bit. All right, guys, now while our first English muffin is cooling, let's get started on our second recipe. This one is Keto English Muffin by healthyrecipesblogs.com. Now, we're starting with the same style ramekin. This is a 4-inch ramekin, holds about 6 ounces. And this is a little bit of butter, and I'm gonna melt this in the microwave and come right back. Okay, so our butter is melted in the microwave and in our ramekin, and it's slightly a little bit cooler, cooled down. She didn't want it right out of the oven. And then we're gonna add an egg. This is the whole egg, as opposed to the other recipe that just used egg white. So I'm curious if this will make things a lot denser. Add a little bit of salt, just a pinch. And then she said with a fork, mix the egg and the butter and the salt. And then you're gonna add in the flour, which is almond flour. She didn't say to sift it, but that's what I do. And this one calls for baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder. So I'm just gonna add that in with the dry, just to make sure it gets evenly distributed. Nice. And then this just goes in here, our dry ingredients. And try not to make a mess like I did. And then you're just mixing this in the ramekin it's gonna cook in, which for some reason wigs me out, but I don't know why. I'm sure it's gonna turn out fine. And notice this also only had almond flour. It did not have coconut flour. So it's gonna go in the microwave for 90 seconds. I'm gonna cook this, turn it out just like I did the last one. Then we're gonna come back, toast them both, test them, and see which is the best. See you right back here. All right, guys, so we're back and we're ready to toast and test our 2 English muffins. Now, there is a lot of difference in size. I don't know if you can see this or not, but this is the Healthy Recipes Blogs, the second recipe. It is much thicker, I'm sure owing to almost 4 times as much leavener and a whole egg instead of an egg white. And then our first recipe, this is the Big Man's World. It is not quite as large, but it is a little more dense and quite honestly, a little more the color of an English muffin, just because it's missing that yellow egg yolk. So let's split both of these and put them in the toaster and see how this comes out. So this, I'm gonna say this first recipe by the Big Man's World, let's see what that looks like. Oh yeah, that's pretty. It definitely has the holes of an English muffin, maybe not as many, and it's the right consistency as far as width, right? Height. So this is our second recipe. Let's cut it and just slice down the middle. Now it is very soft and bread-like. It's not nearly as dense as the other one, but it does have some nice holes. And the thickness isn't going to be an issue. So, hold on, let me get a napkin. So I'm going to put one of each of these in our toaster here, and then we're going to discuss the nutrition information. So let's just I'm going to take the bottom, or the largest one, not the bottom, the largest half of each. And let's put those on to toast. And then let's discuss the nutritional information, okay? So this first recipe here, the lighter colored one, this is thebigmansworld.com. This is his recipe for 90-second keto English muffin recipe. One serving size is the whole muffin, one muffin, so both halves. This is 205 calories. You've got 7 grams of protein, 13 grams of fat. You've got 6 total carbs, fiber. You've got 3 grams of fiber for a total net carbs of 3 net carbs per muffin. All right, the second one here, this is the Keto English Muffin. This is by healthyrecipe'sblogs.com. It also is 1 muffin per serving, so both halves. 1 muffin, a little more calories. This is 295 calories. You've got 11 grams of protein, 27 grams of fat. You have got 5 total carbs, 2 grams of fiber for 3 net carbs. So both of these are 3 net carbs each. It's basically just going to come down to which you prefer and why. So I'm going to put these over here just so I can butter these up, and I'll meet you right back here as soon as these are toasted. All right, so half of each of our English muffins is out of the toaster, and they toasted up nicely. I will say that this, the second one that had the egg in it, toasted a lot quicker than this one did. And I mean, just looking at them, look how much that looks like an English muffin versus this one. I can't go by looks, but just pointing that out. So let's put this on our plate and let's just try one of these first without butter as it is. This is our first one. This is the Big Man's World English Muffin. And let's see what we think. It's still a little warm from the toaster. Not a lot of flavor. And when I say that, that's actually a compliment because I don't taste egg. I do not taste egg. Let's put a little butter on it. I gotta say that would be a perfect little vehicle for a breakfast sandwich or some butter and sugar-free jelly, something like that. We'll give that a second to melt. Here's our second one. This is Healthy Recipes Blogs. This is much lighter. Just picking it up is much lighter. It's much less dense. So let's see what. Okay. Not a lot of flavor. You definitely know there's egg in there. It's not overwhelming. I would say that the second one, Healthy Recipes Blogs, almost feels more like a toasted hamburger bun or hot dog bun. It's that sort of texture. It's much lighter than a true English muffin. I think the first one is a little more closely akin to an English muffin. Let's try it with a little butter smear. That's pretty good. It's missing some of the chew and pull of a gluten-filled English muffin, but it's pretty close. Let's try this one. So, all right, folks, low carb, keto, English muffins. Can it be done? Kind of. I will say that both of these are remarkable for their texture, having been cooked in a microwave. They are really good. They're better than some of the mug cakes I've had. There's not a terrible sponginess to it. Of the two, particularly toasted. The first one, the Big Man's World, by far is the most English muffin-like. I think you can even agree by color and by the lighter, airier texture. If I were gonna make a breakfast sandwich and wanna feel like I'm eating an English muffin, and I'm a die-hard English muffin fan, Big Man's World gonna get you closer there. Both will make a great breakfast sandwich. This is a little lighter, airier, and it's almost a bun. I would akin that to a burger bun or a hot dog bun in its texture. So yeah, Big Man's World definitely takes the cake on this one, or the muffin as it were. So there you have it, folks, low carb English muffins. Thank you so much for joining me. I say it all the time, but these videos are a way for me to maintain my low carb way of eating. And looking into that camera as often as I can helps keep me honest. So I appreciate that you guys have come along for the journey, and I hope you're noticing that I'm putting out a little more content now, and I'm trying to get onto a regular schedule. So stay tuned for that. The best way to do that is to make sure that you have hit the subscribe button down below and click the little bell icon right beside it and select all, so that you will receive all notifications. As soon as I release a new video, you'll know about it. I also want to thank my sponsor again, Thrive Market, for sponsoring this video. Thank you so much. If you guys want to save some money purchasing fantastic products, particularly for low carb and keto use, be sure to check them out. You can use the link down here on the screen. It's thrivemarket.com/highfalutin low carb. You'll get 25% off your first order and a free gift. So thank you so much, guys, for sponsoring me. I really appreciate it. And lastly, I need to give a huge thank you to my Patreon sponsors. They're truly rock stars. Without them, none of this would be possible. You're going to start to see their names here scrolling on the screen. If you don't know what Patreon is, think of it as the tip jar for the internet. It allows people like you who enjoy what people like me do here on YouTube, and you can give $1 or $2 a month just to sort of keep the train on the tracks, as it were. So these guys, again, are truly my rock stars. So go check out what all the fuss is over there. I can communicate a little more frequently and more freely there, and as well on Instagram and Facebook. So I love you guys. I will see you next week with another low carb video. Bye-bye.